Welcome to Apex Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at a comparison between Vail and Loveland ski resorts, both out in Denver, Colorado. Before we get going too far though, I'd like to set the stage. If you're an extreme skier who likes hitting double back rolls off of 6-foot tabletops, this is not the video for you. But if you have a small family of moderate skiers or snowboarders who enjoys hitting those greens and those blues, and you want to take them somewhere without losing them in the powder, then I suggest just keep on watching. Before we get out to the resorts, let's take a look at the packing we had to do. I was a little skeptical of these bags that use vacuum cleaners to condense all the space. I had a lot of stuff to get in this small satchel. Once I started using it though, I was pleasantly surprised. The directions tell you to lay on top of it and help that vacuum get all the air out. I felt a bit like a walrus who had flopped up on shore and was trying to smother a fish. In the end, we were able to get almost all of my gear into this bag, including a big old blanket that I had to transport to my brother. I'll be using those again. The downside is you do have to have a vacuum when you go to travel home, or else you'll be leaving some stuff. Let's start off by taking a look at Loveland. I absolutely love Loveland. It's 1,800 square feet of slopes. They have plenty of lifts. They have a snowboard park, and it's where a lot of the locals go. So hopefully when they find this video, they won't all come after me. This was one of the busier days we had. As you can see, there was nobody else there. The snowboard park has jumps and rails, and is really good if you're just trying to sprain your wrist, but not necessarily looking to break a leg. It was all groomed real nice, and it give you an opportunity to up your skills a little bit. As you can see, I like practicing my S-turns. It's not very exciting, but I'm also pretty old. Loveland is definitely the way to go. They had big open trails where you could spend a lot of time building up speed, or if you enjoyed going in and out of the trees, they had a lot of trails that take you there. Again, you can see how busy it is. I think I see at least 5 more people on this mountain. They'd better look out though, because here we come. This was one of our favorite runs. One thing we loved about Loveland was the variety of skiing. You could stay on these trails, hit the park, or you could pick up some trails taking you through these trees. One thing we didn't really like about Loveland was that bump right there. If they could get that fixed, we'd be much appreciated. But until then, you're only getting 4 out of 5 stars. You could see that even the trails through the trees were nice. You could hit some jumps, you could carve in and out, and there's plenty of room for 2 or 3 people to go wide. Except for right there. Again, we're back onto the main trail. You can see we're just swamped with people all around us. At least 4 or 5. Here's another run through the trees. We decided to take this one kind of slow. Thanks for the thumbs up, buddy. Way to follow directions. Let's speed it up a little bit. When it came time for lunch, Loveland had great views from the top. We all sat down, warmed up by the fire, enjoyed a couple beers, not that guy, and some hot dogs. They have 2 grills outside that made it real easy to heat everything up. We shared the cabin with about 2 or 3 other people. There was plenty of room for everyone. They have a pot-bellied stove in there burning firewood in case you need to dry off some of your socks. Now let's take a look at Vail. You can immediately tell it's a lot different. Tons more people. Trails weren't necessarily groomed, so you're constantly shifting between powder and a hard surface. We did not enjoy Vail as much, and for the amount of money you spend, you should enjoy it at least 3 times more. Of course, a lot of this was focused on the skiers. If you're a snowboarder, then sometimes it's a lot more difficult to get around. Unless you enjoy doing that one-leg kicky thing where you shift your hips a bunch trying to keep the momentum going. We did that an awful lot. Later on in the day, the weather came in. and you can see that my group of 5 easily got split up. The mountain is huge. If you're trying to keep track of your kids, good luck. I lost a couple, but I grabbed some at the bottom. There were plenty to go around. When it came time to eat lunch, we had to pack it in with everybody else. We ended up having to wait for a table. That's not much fun when you have a bunch of kids who are cold and wet. I think the guy in the red jacket drank my beer, leaving me to steal a Diet Coke from some girl sitting next to me. In the end, I gotta go with Loveland for the win. For the amount of money you spend at Vail, it just wasn't that much fun. And when you combine that with the potential for losing your kids in the powder or in the crazy, it just wasn't a good time. My whole family had a great time at Loveland, and we're definitely going to be going back there again.